This one is for the Lange fans. Saying Anthony de Haas is an incredibly important part of my personal watch journey would most definitely be an understatement. As the director of product development for Lange, he has had his hands in creating what happen to be some of my favorite watches ever produced. We kick off the conversation talking about his hobby playing drums, the equipment he prefers, which leads us into the watch talk. A standout aspect of this conversation is his humility and clear appreciation for his team. We really get a peek behind the curtain on what the development process is like of these watches, and it's almost like we get an audible tour of the factory in a sense, which I thoroughly appreciate and I hope you do too. We talk about the inspirations behind the Zeitwerk, the various tactile experiences with watch functions. We geek out on fonts and why he considered the Odysseus to be their hardest project. Please enjoy my conversation with Tony. I'm your host, Wesley Smith, and you're listening to the Standard Age Podcast. Tony, thank you so much for joining the show and dedicating the time. I really appreciate it. Dutch Watch Drummer is your Instagram handle.
Yep.
So you're from the Netherlands. You develop watches.
Yep.
So what kind of kit do we play?
Pearl.
Which level?
Pearl drums. Which level? I have 3 pearl drums. So I have the latest is the Reference Pure.
Okay.
And then I have a Masters. And then I have a very old one, my first one I still have.
Oh, wow.
It's
Good.
a DX. Wood fiberglass. From 1981.
Wow.
And
That's
the
amazing.
Masters is from 1992. And the Reference Pure is from 2011, something like that.
So you're able to
Zildjian
keep...
cymbals. I played my whole life on pearl drums. I had different others, but I sold them again. But these 3 were the keepers.
Are we a Zildjian A guy or a Zildjian K guy?
I have
All
I
of
have
them.
K, I have Z. I have KZ hi-hats, 13-inch. I have them K hi-hats in 14-inch, and I have A hi-hats in 15-inch. I have, 5, 6 rides.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm a sweet ride guy.
Okay, I have the sweet ride. I have a K Jazz, so a heavy K, a real heavy one, 22-inch. And I have a heavy power ride from Z that is really like ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
still.
yeah.
And I have a lot of splashes. I don't know how many crashes. I'm a fan of K Zildjian crashes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and I play the whole life. I play Pearl and Zildjian. I'm quite boring. But
I'm a
do the
K
job.
crash guy too. 18, 17, K custom.
I have a K custom also. K custom ride I have.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's a little darker, a little darker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a bit of a darker.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's the same as me.
And then I have 17 snare drums or something like that.
Wow.
I have the, I don't know.
Black Beauty?
No.
Never
I've
bought
only
one.
Pearl.
Okay.
Only Pearl.
Got it. Cheers, by the way.
Yeah, cheers.
What was the first album you ever bought with your own money?
It was a single, the little one.
Yeah.
The 45 PM. What was the Golden Earring?
Okay.
Dutch band.
Okay, I haven't heard of them.
They
Yeah.
had they had a #1 hit all over the world. Radar Love. You hear
Oh
it,
God,
Dutch,
yes, of
Radar
course.
Love,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, of course.
And the drummer became my teacher.
No way.
Cesar Zadowijk, yeah. He became this summer. He was 77, and we still great friends. And we see each other every summer, and we do grilling together and barbecuing,
Yeah.
big green egg stuff like that. And we play drums together.
Oh, you're a green egg guy too.
Yeah, I'm
wow,
a green egg
nice.
guy, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So drumming and cooking seem
Yeah.
to be like big for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have other hobbies outside of that? I mean, watches is a
Hockey.
career. Oh, you're a
I used to
hockey
be
player. Oh, okay.
Goalie. Ice hockey.
Lefty? No.
A normal one.
Yeah.
It's not a rare beast.
So you're a right-handed drummer then, obviously.
Both. I can.
Do you play
both.
open?
Yeah, I can play open. Whatever. You can cross play open. Doesn't matter.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's old.
I can't play open to save my life.
Really?
Yeah,
No
I'm
problem.
self-taught also. I never had lessons,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things.
I was self-taught in the beginning, and then I met Cesar Zuiderwijk from Golden Earring, and he teach me some things. And later I became. I teached also at a period of time when I was because when I started as a watchmaker, I worked 3 days a week, and the rest I played drums.
So when I come visit the
Bands.
factory, I'm gonna have to hire you for a day and help my left hand.
Yeah. And I have a Roland kit at home.
Oh, do you?
Because I have a little studio in Dresden, but it's half an hour drive, so I didn't play so much. I don't play in a band, actually. We have a Lange band. And all my drums are double bass, huh?
Okay.
Double bass. And all
So
the
2 pedals, or you got the 2
No,
pedals, 1 bass
I
drum?
have 2 pedals, but it's not useful.
Or
But
2
I have
beaters.
the 2 pedals, but I have twin.
Okay.
It's just because it is. I like more double bass drums because it's symmetry. You
Right.
sit in the middle, the snare in the middle, and then hi-hat left, and then the set I have 8, 10, 12, 14, 16,
Right.
and 2 little snares, 10-inch, the firecrackers, tuned differently. The other set is a real vintage one, 22-inch by 14 bass drums, 12, 13, 14, 16, 16, 18, 4 floor toms.
What was the last concert you went to then?
I went to or played. Was a concert of a friend of mine. He's playing in 9 Inch Nails,
Oh, no way.
and they played in Berlin. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, they're touring because he wrote that new movie,
Yeah,
right? He
Arius
scored the new movie.
thing,
Yeah.
yeah.
I had a friend that went to that show. I missed it, unfortunately, but
And a friend of mine is playing Alessandro Cortini. He is a good friend of mine.
oh, that's great. So you're really dialed into the drum world then.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Is he a watch guy?
Yeah.
Is he? He is now.
Yeah, I infected him. No, I didn't infect him. I think no, he had some watch also by his father. I think he got he got a Patek from his father, so
Okay.
he's more interested
Right.
in watches that way. And I think he has a Rolex. So I don't know. And he has a couple of Langes.
Got
Number
it.
One, I think, and
Yeah. Well, so for those listening, I'll quickly summarize some of the steps you took to get to Lange, so we can not just go through your whole CV. But so you went to watchmaking school, started working at Seiko, then you went to IWC, which I'm a big fan of IWC still to
Me
this
too.
day. Followed by Renaudi Papi, right? Which, for those listening, if you don't know, they're very well known for doing complicated watch movements and developing those. You worked with the Grubel Force guys, right? At there?
not only,
Yeah.
Peter Spiekmarin,
Yeah.
Stephen Forsey, Robert Grobel, the Groeneveld brothers,
Yeah.
Bart and Tim.
Yeah.
I went to school with Bart in Holland.
Oh, no
The
way.
same class. Poor teachers. But yeah.
So-
we know each other extremely well. It's a small world. Huh?
So is there any friendly competition amongst you guys?
Only friendship.
Yeah.
It's not a competition because it's
Well, I mean
If
that
you
like with
look-
a winky face, you know?
if you look at all the products, like if you see what Steven and Robert do, or Bart and Tim do, or Kari Voutilainen does,
Right.
it's all so different. Each has his own style. So what is the competition?
Yeah, sure.
Plus, we are all watch guys,
Hmm.
and isn't it that what makes the watch industry so fruitful and colorful?
I look at clothing the same way.
And it, I'm not a sales guy, so I don't care.
Right.
Who cares? It is important that people who like to collect watches, that they like a watch. But
Yeah.
even, if you like a watch or not, it's a very emotional thing. It's a taste. If you say, I had that, Tony Lange makes beautiful watches, but this one is not my thing. Hey, cool. I respect that.
Right.
It's very few who give that honest feedback.
Right.
And these are the things you learn from. Not from everybody saying that's an honor and I feel very good about it, but learning you through from the criticism.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
So
I think I heard you once declare the Odysseus as the hardest one.
yeah, it's,
What was so hard about it?
I think that watch we could have done awfully lot of things wrong.
Okay.
Because the it was also the longest project where we worked on, not in one row, but in different. I always talk about attempts. when I started at Lange 2004, so you get to know a little bit the collectors and stuff, and you go out and then you meet and press, and it's all a bit new, and then you have people say, "Hey, Tony, I have 15 Lange watches, but not the watch for the most precious time of the year.
Vacation.
I have to wear my beep.
Yeah. A bracelet watch.
Yeah. And why don't you make us a Lange for that? That would be so great."
Yeah.
So then you start thinking, what is that?
Yeah, what does it mean for Lange
does
to
it
have?
mean?
Yeah.
Then you start looking how others do it. And most of the brands do take a standard movement, put it in a steel case, integrate a bracelet, a different shaped bezel, crown protection. I always joke when I talk about they inject steroids in the dial so it get more masculine and fat, juicy hands and stuff like that. And then suddenly you have a sports watch.
Oh, that's funny.
And at that time, we still had the Lange-matic. Lange-matic was outsize date and without. And I thought, okay, is that then the answer? To put the Lange-matic into a steel case with crown protection and making some bulky stuff?
Yeah.
I found it incredibly conflicting because Lange is very elegant and understated. So nothing for bulky and chunky. And I understand why companies do that, because it the watch says to you, hey, you can do everything what you want.
You can beat me up. Yeah.
Although I have another vision of a sporty, elegant watch. It should be very smooth and not disturbing while you're doing these activities. So that's another direction. So coming from the first, that is definitely, it's not that. Then a couple of years later, we had much to do and other priorities. Then we're working on Daymatic. The Lange one automatic with the mirror design we were working on, and the idea, and I thought maybe that is because that's the face of Lange at that time.
Sure.
And it was before the launch of Sightwork. So we said, maybe if we put that, then it's the mirrors, the face of Lange, mirrors, it's automatic, makes sense, sporty. We made one sketch, we would try things out with different shapes, but no. That was very much a copycat of the Royal Oaks and the Nautiluses and the Cheryl Jonta stuff. So that was out of the question.
Sure.
Which was right on. The answer to the question was, hey, guys, we need to create a new face. Now, if there's something difficult, it's just to create a new face. So, okay, postpone it again. Other stuff to do. And I think in the background, you chatting with designer, and we came up with the idea with the two windows, the weekday and the date. And gently we started to work on that. And then, the logs are extremely important for a Lange watch. So we needed to integrate kind of logs, the bracelet. I think we made 20 different sizes of bracelet, wider or less wide, how you call it, tapered. And then the pushers on the side, partly integrated, a little bit inspired by the old IWC for Porsche designs. The old chronographs in titanium.
Yep.
Which I used to repair by time in IWC.
Oh, sure,
I love these watches. Fantastic, cool.
Do you have one?
No.
Interesting.
Strange, eh?
Yeah. Do you have any IWCs in your collection?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Are you a collector? Like, do you collect watches?
Not I don't consider myself as a real watch collector.
Interesting.
I have a couple of watches, but not many. No.
What IWC do you have?
I have an old one, a 51. I restored myself. I have an Engineer SL with the millimeter.
Amazing.
That one I restored myself. So I bought it as a rack and then new dial and worked it on. I think that these two.
Okay, cool. Well, so when you're thinking about your time in 2004, you arrive, right? And then you start thinking about the sports watch. I mean, we're talking 2006, 7, 9, right?
Yeah,
well, that precedes...
6, yeah.
So this is where it gets interesting for me, because that precedes the Zeitwerk.
Yeah, but when I came to Lange...
So was it what would have been the Odysseus then sort of became the Zeitwerk due to the windows, or no?
No.
Okay.
because the windows were not there. I think it's the other way around.
Okay.
It was in 2012 after the Lange side work. Maybe the side work gave us the idea
Subconsciously,
to do
yeah.
these. Yeah, exactly. So that's how it works.
Yeah, of course.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Well, it is interesting because like when the Odysseus came out, my brain didn't go towards Zeitwerk necessarily.
No, that's good.
Which is interesting.
We did a good job.
Because when you write about it, or not write it, when you speak about it and you point it out, you're like, well, how did I not see the lineage? You know, like, I mean, obviously there's some lineage there, but there's also the lineage of the date window of the Lange 1 there. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you could, pull from whatever one you will, but because it's on both sides, I don't know why I didn't think Zeitwerk. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you can't say, I mean, it's a, how do you know, it's interesting also too, because you guys are so movement focused.
Yeah,
I mean, how many movements are there in the collection right now? If you had to guess, even if you don't know.
Actual collection in production,
right?
28.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of movement. So the earlier comment of like, oh, they just drop a standard movement into their watch and make it a sports watch. There is no standard movement in Lange.
And that's also one of the reasons why we didn't want to go with the Langematic in a steroid case.
The recycling of it all.
Yeah, no, that's not us.
Yeah.
I think you should make something. You should really think for what is to use, and do you do something dedicated? That makes sense for us. That's how we think, and. That's why the Odysseus movement has a balanced bridge, not the balanced cock. All these elements a little bit. It's the only watch at Lange, together with the chrono, which runs at 4 hertz.
Wow.
The rest we don't.
Yeah.
The 4 hertz is a bit better against shock resistance and so on.
Interesting.
So there's a clear reason for it. It's very easy. Logic, actually.
So when you're developing a new watch, let's say, I mean, not necessarily the Odysseus, but because we're talking about it, let's just say that. Are you thinking movement first, or are you thinking dial first?
That depends. Sometimes it's like function, would be cool if.
Yeah.
It's sometimes very spontaneous, like, oh, and sometimes you see something else or something from someone else, and you go, oh, that's interesting. Oh, but I would do it differently. Oh, what would I do different then? Oh, and from one comes the other. It's often a combination out of conversations you have with my people. Yeah. I have with my people, and
so it really is like a collaborative thing.
It's very much.
Yeah.
I am not the gods of watchmaking at Lange or something like that. You know, I made a head and maybe the face a little bit, but I am blessed with a fantastic team.
Would you ever consider the Zeitwerk your baby though? Because I'm doing the math in my head also.
Our baby.
Yeah.
Our baby.
Okay.
But
that was under your purview, though.
Yeah, okay.
Like it didn't start before you.
All the watches, no. All the watches we have now, it's all under my thing is from 2004. So, okay, that doesn't play a...
Yeah, I just think of like the development timing. And some watches can take 6-8 years. So some of those may or may not have...
We started it 4.
Yeah, okay. So right when you came in.
We started Zeitwerk 4, we started Lange 31 and 4, we started the Grand Complication was a little bit later, 256. We pushed a lot of ideas in the pipeline and did to go build up the company, build up the department.
Right.
We had very few movement designers, we had a little bit more. You got new people because I wanted to do things parallel.
Sure.
Because to depend on one watch, just making and developing for one watch show a year at that time, the SIHH, and so that's a risk. Right. I can't tell that people for marketing who prepare everything for the booth, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months for the fair. So, sorry guys, it's not working. So that doesn't work. That you need to have parallel. The goal was always to make a program of products and developments at a certain level readiness, so homologated pieces. If we launch something, it's homologated and we can start to produce. And I have also other projects in the draw, as I call that, because it allows us, board from Lange & Söhne, to make choices, to react on circumstances or stuff like that. So I partly, the development department is working independently from a launch schedule, more or less. Of course, we prepare and do everything, But the main thing is already done. We have a 5 years plan, and we know exactly what we're going to launch. The 3 years, coming years, is fixed. We know exactly what we're going to launch.
Okay, so I was going to ask you. You've actually sort of answered a couple of my questions already, because first I was wondering, like, do you develop them one at a time, or do you always have multiple going on at
We
once?
have 16 movements in development at the moment.
16?
Yeah.
16. Is that the most you've ever done at one time?
No, it's all the time a little bit like that.
Okay.
Because you must know, we have 10 movement designers. And if a movement designer starts a project, and it's a simple thing, like integrating a moon phase in an existing caliber, which makes 2-3 years, the movement designer does do its thing.
Right. The
behind
Tetris
the
game.
computer,
Yeah.
the Tetris game, blah, blah, blah. And then, of all the parts he created, there are plans made that he has to do. And then the plans go to the fabrication. But the fabrication takes time, sometimes 18 months, 20 months. Now, he's not going to wait and turn thumbs.
Yeah.
So he's starting another project. And when after the 18 or 20 months, the first parts jump in or drop in at the prototype department, the prototype guy starts to build that movement, and he is then start a very close collaboration with the movement designer and the prototypist. And because it's never in one shot, you never that will not work.
Right.
Because on the screen in 3D programs, there's ideal world. But in real life, you have tolerances of each part and stuff like that. There's always kind of small hiccups you have to do. So imagine you have been waiting, I don't know how many months for a part, and you put it in, and then you see, it's slightly too thin. You need to make a new plan of a slightly thicker part. So you wait again. We try to be shorter than to improvise a little bit, to not 18 months, but sometimes it is the case. So that's the point. So that's why they work on different programs at the same time, and that's okay. That's fine, because it keeps up the rhythm and the dynamic within the department. So that is a goal. And then you test a movement and you test a watch, and you say, okay, cool. And then you try to prepare a little bit for the launch, which goes very smooth.
So do you ever feel pressure, or because everything is so methodically left
Not anymore.
to the future? Okay.
In the beginning, when I started working, I was very excited because it was I knew developing movements, and the last years as Renault Papi, I was more a commercial director there, because the planning and the negotiating for the development projects for different brands we were developed for. So the commercial side of technical things. So when I started at Lange, where you must learn, I think, a creative process. Although it's not me as the genius or god of watchmaking, but I am surely the one who's giving impulses and sometimes play the devil advocate, like a manager,
Right.
And in the beginning, it was like, whoa. If you don't have ideas during a couple of months, because the operational business taking too much time and stuff like that, you started to get nervous, which is nonsense, because you have weeks in which you have 8-9 ideas.
Right.
Mainly at the end, maybe only to survive, but it doesn't matter. It comes in waves, like everything in life. So, not a big thing. You get used to things like that, and of course, pressure. No. It's always, of course, you feel you want things to go, but the other hand, our job is to create or solve problems, because a lot of things do not work, or the wrong prototype has been delivered, or the dials are not good, or it's always like that. But yeah, you make in your head, you make what I call the 180-degree turn. The glass is half full, the glass is half empty, and it's always an opportunity. So.
That seems super optimistic, and I applaud you.
I'm very optimistic.
And so does drumming help with stress and or frustration?
Oh yeah.
So that's your outlet for that.
Yeah, although I don't play much, because it was in fact
because you're working too much.
No, yeah, you have to find the time. But my drum kits were in the studio, or the studio I have in Dresden, half an hour drive, and they didn't play much. So my wife said, "You should play more, because it's good for you." And I said, so that's why I have bought a simple electronic drum kit,
Right.
so I can beat the shit out of it.
And that's good. Yeah, that's really good.
So that is a good thing, but it's not. It's okay, you know. I think maybe also because because I told you about the 16 developments and having things in the draw. But you must know that it took us maybe 15 years of the 21, and I'm there to build that up.
Oh, interesting.
You don't do that in 2-3 years.
Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight. Yeah.
No. Yeah, because you're working things in parallel. You launch maybe 2 new movements, but you have 5 in the back. We have to be ready and so on. So but that was very hard work from the team and also convincing people that is necessary, because we achieve such a high quality that you have to eliminate the risk, at least in front of the collector.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm a big Zeitwerk fan. It's kind of one of my grails, but it's so I'm kind of interested in somewhat of the inspiration behind that piece. And do you ever find inspiration outside of watches, other than, you know, the clock in Dresden?
Yeah, the clock, the 5-minute clock. Yeah, the opera. That is clear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just that was
clear.
it. Okay.
It was like, oh, wow, you see the 5-minute clock, a watch like that, and especially with the numerals left and right.
Right.
Because there used to be digital watches like Paul Weber and stuff like that. It's all up down, huh? Right. It's all, and you don't read. One of the left right, like in the Sempre Opera.
Right, sure.
And then, of course, not every 5 minutes, because it's a 5-minute clock. No, not on your wrist, not 5 minutes, should be a minute. Yeah, should be a minute. Yeah, and then it would be great that if the second hand comes to 60, bang, it jumps instantaneously, like our minute counter in the datograph. Yeah, so the wish list is easy. That's the dream list. And
is that how it starts? Is your kind of notepad?
Sometimes you have a notepad or discussions.
Yeah.
I chat with my people. With my heads on, my people, yeah. I like to chat and exchange with my people. And and sometimes it's out of fun. Yeah, it sounds a bit ridiculous, but sometimes you're like, well... And it many times, often, it starts with, would it be cool if...
Right.
Oh, that would be cool if we could...
And then somebody jumps in and talks about how big the mainspring needs to be.
Or they say, you know, in the beginning, Germans are very good in explaining why things don't work. That's the part I'm not so interested in.
Okay.
No, but it's logic, because if you're an engineer and sitting behind and do tolerance and so, it's logic. And it's also a bit my role to provocate that, being devil's advocate.
Sure.
You know, you don't need to tell me so. Lange 31, it was a stupid idea. You say, but we were looking at Power Reserve. Oh, look, they do 10 days and they do 8 days. And so I say, if you want to do shocking thing, you make a thing which runs a month.
Well, you know, what's funny is I think I mentioned it at lunch, is that, you know, I was happened to be at an event with Jay Leno 2 weeks ago, and he said that that's his most worn watch because he only has to wind it once a month.
With a key, with a special key. The key to success.
Yeah, right,
you know, the
right.
winding key is a high-tech thing on its own.
Yeah.
With a ratchet and a torque limiter.
I've actually never held one of those before.
It's fun. It's
That's
cool,
crazy.
but it was crazy. That was really a thing. You know, if we make a perpetual calendar, we know it will work, or a chronograph, we know it will work.
Yeah.
Although with Odysseus chronograph, we really pushed the limits and was like, boo, that's a bit of a different approach. But that's cool. That keeps us fit. And I'm always thinking about, okay, this has been difficult, but the fruits, the advantages it gives to work, a struggle also to get that thing going, we learn so much as a team. And that's such a use for other things and ideas. So you continuously develop the development level of my team. Right. That is an idea. That I had the same thing with the Zeitwerk, because the Zeitwerk, yeah, okay, cool, 5-minute clock on the what, okay. And then we discovered but it is very difficult to make these discs move, energy-wise.
Yeah.
Because you need such a strong spring, and that spring is way too strong to make the movement run. And we have in the Stamhouse, in the main building, the old building of family Lange, they have a very big clock with a 3 floors pendulum.
Wow.
A high precision clock from the past, which was used as the master clock. And that clock has a remontoire system.
Okay.
And the guys took the inspiration for the solution of that. Same time, we worked at the Lange 31. There we had another problem, not the force of the spring, but the length of the spring. So there we also found a solution for the remontoire. So coming back to the side work, putting in the remontoire, it was quite complex, almost as complex as a tourbillon. So I'm looking like, okay, we have a watch which indicates hours, minutes, power reserve, seconds. But due to the complexity of the solution to make it work, the watch cost 4 times more.
Right.
Because we have an 1815 up-down, which have the same amount of indications.
Sure.
Which is 3-4 times cheaper than a side work. My worry was that people won't understand why that watch is so expensive.
Right, sure.
But only digital indication. But because remontoire, that doesn't say much to people. It's good for the geeks and to look in the mechanism. And once it's in it, and it's great. But to make a remontoire system for the sake of having a remontoire system, it doesn't make any sense.
Right,
for
right.
me.
Sure.
You should combine it with certain functionality, like we do.
The reason why.
So that was worrying. And Sidework was not planned to become a product family, because at that stage was just to make that watch running, the Semper Opera watch on your wrist. And when we launched it, I was worried. Okay, the design, it was also very difficult to find that shape and bridge.
Yeah.
We found it cool when we found a certain stage. Like, oh wow, this is cool. It's very provocative, but it's cool. It has something to say, but I was worried about the price that people don't understand. In the end, I said, you know what? Before the launch, I said, you know what? Doesn't matter.
So who gave it the pass? Like who ticked the box that says, okay, well, we're actually going to produce this then?
Oh, that's the board. You know, I sit with the CEO at that time.
Because you were saying it wasn't a plan, right? So it's like...
No, it was a plan to develop that watch.
Right, sure.
Not a product family.
That's what I mean.
So a mono product. And I said, you know what? We launch it. And maybe it's just a one shot. If people don't like it, okay. The good thing at that stage already, without knowing how the public would react, that was for me already a win, because that project, my team learned so much.
Yeah.
The things we could use is still using today for other projects, and that's also a thing. We do not look only at one product,
right,
to develop that, but what are the interactions and the synergies about? And these are huge. These are enormous.
Right. So I have an interesting question on that note. Have you ever thought of a creation, let's call it, or to develop something more complicated than it ended up being for a release? For example, hypothetically, right? Like, let's just play make-believe for 2 seconds. The Rattrapant. Let's say that's never been done before, just hypothetically. You think of the Rattrapant as something to do, but yet you're like, oh, but maybe we should just make the chronograph first. Has that ever happened where you've
No, not that way, but the other way around, yes. Yeah. Because we wanted to make a Rattrapant based on the datograph movement we launched.
Right.
And the process was like, instantaneously jumping minute counter. Makes it a bit complex energy-wise to make a classical Rattrapant. So we had to find solutions like the isolating system. And then the idea came to make a double split, what was even cooler. Because the logic is, it's nice, a Rattrapant, but you only can measure split times within a minute.
Right.
But how many races and stuff go
on longer
up to
than
30?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. And that's a bit of a typical thing.
Right. And then the triple split, obviously.
And then the triple split.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. How important are fonts to you? Because I think...
Fonts?
Yeah.
I think it's crucial for a luxury brand identity. And the fonts we use always... We have now our own since 2012. The first Lange generations were made of Engravers MT. but we wanted to go more precise for printing on the dials and stuff like that. So we took a lot of money to develop the Lange font. And we have a Lange font. And the watch, I think the Grand Lange 1 we presented 2012 was the first watch with that Lange font. And gently we replaced it.
What changed? Because honestly, I haven't used the loop close enough to notice.
The serif, I don't know how you say that.
The serif?
Yeah, the serif. The refinement. And it looks quite simple, but if you enlarge it, it's a lot of extra curves and stuff like that. So
it is. It's more curvy now, and it used to be straighter.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah,
per
it's
letter.
More detailed.
Yeah.
It's more detailed at the end, yes.
With the logo, did you mess with the kerning at all? Like the spacing?
Yeah, a little bit. It has also to do that the dial makers, the technique of the dial makers to print more precise fonts for us in the dials was also further developed. But in the beginning, the first Lange ones, like the made in Germany, was not printed in Engravers MT. It was another typography
altogether,
font,
right? Because that became longer or shorter. I can never remember. I can't remember. But they're different spacing.
The size in which we wanted to print the made in Germany was too small to use an Engravers MT.
Got it.
Later they said, "Oh yeah, but we can do it now." Okay, that's cool. Good to know. So, and then we started further elaborating. Plus, in 2012, we already worked on the next generation. You were wearing the next generation. And there we wanted, because there we said, okay, what the technical part of the new Lange 1 in 2015 launched was like, it's easy. You ask a movement designer, if you had to design a Lange 1 now, how would you do it? Oh, I would make this. I would do this. The balance wheel slightly bigger. I would do this, that, and that's the result. Technically, that's easy. But then the design. You know that is the face of Lange. So you should not horse around with that.
Right. Right. This is a free-flowing podcast. You can say whatever you want.
This is not, this is not. You should treat it like with a lot of respect. So the next the new generation we made, the aperture of the dial is slightly bigger. You're talking about not even 0.5 millimeter, and you give it a little bit more what we call oxygen.
Okay, sure, yeah.
And the font is more refined. If you would have a previous generation Lange 1 to next year, then you would recognize. But not now. You don't recognize it. It's all a little bit more precise and finer, and not big changes. Not at all. In the design side, not. I think that was a big thing we did.
As a collector, I think it's fair to say when people start, it's pretty straightforward. I like this, I don't like that.
Yeah.
The more you get into watches, or anything for that matter, it could be cars, could be watches, whatever. You start to refine your taste. You start to see details. Mm-hmm. You start to become a little more discerning, right? Like I really don't like that, or I really do like this. And are there any details, whether it's your opinion or the brand's opinion, maybe, that certain details are overlooked? Like, what do you think gets overlooked that should be like, look, guys, like this is actually really cool? Or, is there anything that should get more attention, you think, from a design perspective?
I have not much to complain, if you like to call it like that.
I mean, they're pretty perfect, let's be honest.
Yeah, but there is a reason probably, because I think for many collectors, we are at the end of, or near the top of, before the collector arrives at Lange, there has been a long a long journey of all kinds of experiences. And then I always say we are a collector's brand because we make the Saxonia tin, the normal one, and it costs, I think in dollars, it's about $27,000. A watch with 2 hands.
Yeah.
Sorry, but you have to be in the know to appreciate that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you buy a Daniel Wellington or something like that for $300.
100%. Are they that expensive?
I don't know. I just mentioned
no, I'm just kidding.
Another watch.
Yeah.
I should have did the peep. Otherwise, you buy a peep for $300. No.
Yeah.
because people say, there's two hands and this and that, but
Right.
the collector, no, wait a minute, this is and the proportions and stuff, and you turn them, and then you have the movement, the appreciation. If you're able to appreciate something for that amount, then you have to be in the know. And we have many of that clients, so I've not so much to complain.
I think I took a long time to even realize that sort of the bevel on the lug just before the case.
Yeah.
That where it goes back in.
Yeah.
And it's just unbelievable. I actually had my buddy Raymond point that out to me because it's so small if you're not looking for it.
And it has a big influence on the
And
build of the
now
watch.
it's one of those details. Now I can't unsee it, right? Like I see it all the time now, and I love it. And it's such a beautiful aspect of the lug design.
Yeah, and people sometimes say, Lange watches are rather heavy. But
It's
that
gold.
is but that's the reason. That little angle.
Oh,
Because that little angle, which is highly polished, causes actually that we have to solder the lugs to the middle part. The lugs are soldered to the middle part of the case,
right.
not out of, So it's a complex making of the case. In order to have a good fixation, the middle part of the case have to be very stable. Otherwise, it doesn't, and that gives them more weight.
Right.
But, many people associate a certain amount of weight with a solid feeling. It's like a German car. Close the door of a German car. Boom.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday. Yeah, the
And
thud.
that is the effect a little bit. And then people who are scared, but I don't like a heavy watch. I say, please put it on. After 3 minutes, you don't feel it. It is not over heavy.
Right, it's so true. Interesting. How much time do you spend expanding a certain family, say Saxonia or,
How much time
Odysseus?
is difficult to say.
Like, is it something that you're always thinking,
Yeah.
like, are you thinking of families?
What could we do? Yeah.
Yeah.
In my office, I have a wall, which is all kinds of older families. Okay. And all kind of little.
Kind of like the
stickers
website.
with
I think the website looks sort of like that.
Yeah, and they're all the watches in different price ranges. So you have this line is different price ranges, and then you
Oh.
have the 6 families.
Interesting.
And I have all the little cards of the watches, and I look at it. Yeah, of course you have to, because that's our job. Carefully further develop each product family with products and functions and indications which fit perfectly into the identity of that certain family.
And then because the prices are there, you're thinking, well,
Yeah.
this fits right in the middle,
Of course,
or
because
Yeah.
but developers, they also creative. Yes, a part of it's creativity, but the other hand is knowing a little bit the structure of the watch industry. So there is a certain amount of prices. We could make it would be very arrogant if we would say, okay, we have a watch and has a certain function which is equal to a perpetual calendar. But the solutions we have to make the perpetual calendar so much more expensive than one of our colleagues. It's exploding the price. That doesn't work.
right.
And but this is a Lange zone, so no, that's bullshit. It would be. You have to take a look. That is the benchmark, and due to the complexity we have, this is the target.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to develop it for that amount, so that we can sell it for that amount of money.
Right.
If it looks different, a good example is the Lange 1 perpetual calendar.
Okay.
The Lange 1 perpetual calendar looks quite different than a regular
Yep.
perpetual calendar.
For sure.
It makes it also more complex to build, so that's why it's slightly higher. But there are limits to that. You can say, okay, 15,000 euros more, and that's it. Otherwise, people do not understand. And the guys come into the boutique, and our sales buyer has to say, yes, but this watch can do that. That's not good. It should be obvious. It should be logical and organic that it's, no, I understand why this is a bit more expensive, but because the looks is completely different and the technical solution is, wow, out of this world.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
I think that's very important. These things happen. Sometimes you have an idea, and which is completely, it's nice maybe, but...
Yeah. Well, this weekend we launched, you launched the Saxonia Thin.
Mm-hmm.
What do you consider to be most special about this watch?
The looks.
Yeah.
The looks. If it's it doesn't matter if it's the honey gold or the platinum.
Sure.
The super mega dark black onyx dial is, and the surface of the black, it makes it so luxury, so elegant, in a different way. Our watches are elegant, but this is wow, this is cool.
Yeah, I mean, seeing it in person, I think I remarked, I don't know if you heard me, I mean, it almost looks Vanta black.
Yeah,
it's so dark.
Yeah.
And it's like, without the case around it, you'd think you'd just be looking into a black hole.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't, are all onyx dials created equal in that way? Because, like, I don't think I've been, I've been exposed to other onyx dials, but I don't recall it ever having that effect on me.
It's the same.
Is it? Okay.
But the last year we launched the Lange 1 anniversary with the onyx dial.
Unbelievable.
But you have the sub dials and the main dial.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things more happening in the dial.
Right.
And the advantage in this case for the Saxonia Fin is there's nothing happening on the dial.
No
you
interruption.
Have the markers, you have the two hands, and that's it. So you have you have that whole service.
Yeah. You oversee, I think you said 57 people yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still roughly 10% of the company-ish?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about why it's important to keep an open mind and to be, allow your colleagues to be creative in that sense?
I think it's very important in general to have open mind.
Fair.
Way,
Fair. Yeah.
If you work on technical little micro machines on the scale like we do, it is very easy for an engineer to get too focused and it narrows your view because logically,
quite literally,
literally. And I think in order to find solutions, creative, you have to have an open view. And sometimes an engineer, especially and a watchmaker too, can be too focused, too narrow, and then you're drowning. It's like a dog who searches its tail. You know what I mean? So you're making circles, and sometimes you say, guys, let's go in the helicopter and we take distance, because if you take distance, your view gets wider.
Right.
And you come with solutions which nobody thought of. And if you have that spirit, it's not always that easy. It sounds easy, but it is not so easy. It's a lot of emotion also in my department. So the emotions are not only for the collectors, but also for us. It's a very emotional product.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of passion in the company. Yeah. It's amazing, and still is. When I came, first time at Lange, I was like, wow. I had seen other companies and I worked somewhere, but this I never had in my life. The passion in all the departments, not only mine, but all the departments. And that is crazy. And that's, I think, one of the secrets why the watches look like they look. Because all the people are willing and doing the extra little, not mile, but micrometer.
Yeah. I have somewhat of a stupid question, but it's a technical one. Why does it feel different on an 1815 chronograph to stop the chronograph versus the button that advances the date?
Oh, that's on purpose.
No, I understand that. I'm sure there is a reason, but why does it feel different?
Why?
Like, what's happening inside the watch that gives it the different feel?
Oh, we made a different construction because what is necessary in, for example, your watch, and you're wearing it with a folding buckle, a deploying buckle.
Yeah.
If you take off your watch and you put it on the side, it's the side probably where the pusher is.
Right, opposite of the crown.
If the pusher would to switch easy, you would have changed the date without you seeing it.
Oh, so I see.
At the Lange 1, for example, or the date pusher in general, the way is still very smooth but well defined. But the way is quite long until the click.
The click.
Now, that's the watchmaker who adjusts that. With a chronograph, it should be quicker because it's in action. You want to time something. So, but it must be smooth but well defined. That's also each chronograph maybe is slightly different. We try to do it more or less the same, but it's adjusted by hand because you can't fabricate pieces in such tolerances that you just do Lego. I always call it Lego it together,
right?
And it works. That doesn't work. So with us, it's They take a little bit away from the material, and then puts it again, test it. No, not good. Take it out, take it in, take it out.
So the button to change the date on this is obviously behind the 3/4 plate, right? So
It's
I can't actually see. Is there like a longer lever then? Like,
yeah. It's
okay.
the lever. It's a pin, of course, which is connected, and that goes in a little bit in the movement. And in this watch, you have the on the dial side, under the dial side, there you have the leverage of the outside date,
I see.
and there it is adjusted.
Okay.
So it's like click.
Got it.
So it's not so much to adjust on the case side of the button. It's more the mechanism in the movement.
Right.
And we do that with all our chronographs. That's why they're so smooth and well defined. I think that's very important for us.
Yeah, it almost feels soft.
Oh yeah, but
It's like
not wobbly soft.
No.
Not
Yeah,
too soft.
no, but
Yeah. You have
it's
to,
just soft. I can't explain it.
You have to have a very exact point of push.
Right.
In the Odysseus, it's slightly harder because it's a sporty, elegant watch. You don't want to start and stop without you wanting it.
Again, you're active. You know, you're
and that's made on purpose.
Yeah. No, that's smart. We're here obviously at the Audrey Concours. What's your daily driving car? What do you take to work?
BMW 530e hybrid.
What
It's
year?
quite boring. 2025. I just
Oh
got a
wow,
new one.
nice. Are you on like a
Company
lease
car.
program or something?
Yeah, company
So you get it every 3 years, 5 years?
Yeah, 3 years. And
Nice.
and a private car is it's just a quite old one, a 2011 Land Rover Discovery 4.
Yes. Okay.
It was my dream car.
Okay. It can't be your dream car because you would have had a Discovery 1 or 2, right?
Yeah, but the 4 is okay.
Yeah. No. I got it. Yeah, the LR4.
Yeah.
Nice.
LR4 you call it here.
How has it been for you? Did you get it new?
No, I didn't get it new.
Okay.
I have it now 11 years.
Oh, okay.
It was 3-4 years when I got it. We just went 2.5 weeks touring through Scotland with it.
Oh wow! So you
Fantastic
took it
touring
through.
car. Oh yeah, we
Wow.
drove from Germany to Holland, took the ferry, and all the way. We did 4,000 kilometers.
Amazing.
So
Where'd you go in Scotland?
We took the ferry to Newcastle, then Edinburgh, Perth, Oban, through the Highlands. Took the ferry to Island Mall, stayed a couple of days there. Then Erisake, Melake, Glencoe, and then Glenfinnan, the Viaduct.
Oh God!
Viaduct.
You did it all.
And then went to Skye, and then went to Inverness, and then we went back and took the ferry home.
Holy shit!
Yeah, 2.5 weeks.
That's amazing.
4,000 kilometers in 2.5 weeks, crazy. But
Is this where you learned the whiskey or the Scotch trick
exactly,
with the?
exactly Talisker. Yeah.
Okay, tell
Oh,
people
beep.
what we're talking about. No, you can
Okay.
say Talisker.
So we
Not
were
sponsored.
We had a whiskey. We had a whiskey tasting, and the guy took us to the oyster shed on the other side of the street
Mhm.
there, and they had actually a delicious smoked salmon like the Scotch can do, and we got oysters, and we only had to drink a little bit of the salty water out of it and not eat, and then just like a couple of teaspoons
Like a spoonful, yeah.
whiskey on the oyster, and then eat it. And it was quite cool, actually.
So I regret not trying this last night at dinner because I don't like oysters, but I love like whiskeys and Scotch. So I
Yeah.
wonder if that would have been my ticket to enjoying an
Maybe.
oyster.
Maybe, yeah, try, yeah.
Talisker 10, right? 10 year.
Oh yeah, but you can do it with all kinds of
Do
whiskeys,
whatever.
But we did it at Talisker,
What was your first car?
yeah. A Fiat Panda.
Oh, amazing!
A small
Those are
one,
great.
because it's big enough to carry a drum kit inside.
Yes.
It was very important for me. I took out the back seat, and it's quite chunky, and then it's very practical, and it brought me all through Europe and all. Yeah, it was a very cool car, actually.
So I've been long Volkswagen fan and GTI guy. So I play Pearl Export Selects was my first drum kit ever, and so it would always fit in the back of the GTI.
Yeah.
You know, it's great. It's perfect. Last question: what's something you've done recently for the first time?
Eating oysters with whiskey.
Okay, yeah. All right. Well, hey, that can double. Cheers to that. Tony, thank you so much for your time, man. This has been awesome.
Pleasure, man.
I really
Fun.
appreciate it. Yeah, great. Well, cheers. Let's finish
you.
these beers.
Cheers.
This wraps up this episode of the Standard H podcast. If you like what you heard, I'd love it if you'd share it with a friend or two. And if you have a moment, please rate and review the show as it helps others discover these episodes. It absolutely helps far more than you realize. Shout out to Jensen Reed and Super Beautiful for the theme track. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.